look amazing.
Look at that sauce. I'm the sauce queen.
Hey guys!
Welcome back to the Man Fam channel. As always, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, wonderful week. Happy Valentine's Day. For those of you who did not get to watch our video, we have a video, so make sure to go watch that. So today we are eating king crab, mussels, shrimp, eggs, snow crabs. We have the whole shebang, okay?
Oh my god.
So, and of course, we have some sauce, some dipping sauce. I make this the way we like it, so he likes it. We like. All right, oh my god, I'm so excited.
I think I'm gonna start with.
I know, me too.
I think I'm gonna start with a scrimp.
This shrimp is so good.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay, I need the sauce closer to me because I think the sauce.
Oh my god.
Okay, I need another one.
Stop, man.
So he barbecued these shrimp.
So yeah, I don't know if you can.
Smoked 'em.
I don't know if you can see the cast iron pan. See the cast iron pan? So I put that on the grill. Then I put the shrimps in there with the sauce.
With the special sauce. Saucy sauce.
Oh my god. Baby. Where'd you get this sauce from, man? I gotta try one of these eggs.
It was just a butter sauce that I just put a bunch of seasonings in. I'm gonna try the egg.
Oh my god, I don't even know where to start.
I do. Right here, baby. Actually.
We got some mussels here, guys. Oh yeah.
You can keep the mussels.
What are you doing? I don't know where to start.
Go big or go home. There you go. I'm over here struggling with this snow crab. He did it right, guys. He started off with the king crab.
Oh yeah.
So here's a challenge. He's gonna have this light shirt. Let's see how many sauce stains he gets on it.
Oh shit, I already got one.
It's the sauce.
Oh, damn, this sauce is good.
Man, I wanted it to come out whole. Give me them scissors.
So if you've been keeping up with us, you've seen that we went to Costco and we bought our king crab. And here we are, munching out on it.
I can't even talk.
Oh my God.
Sorry. This is not going to be a talking video until the end.
Oh my God. I gotta get one of these scrimps.
So how's the crab?
Ah! My God. What?
How's the crab?
Crab is delicious. You need to try some of the mussels.
Is it good?
Mm-hmm. Close the egg too.
Wow, what a rip-off. This crab doesn't have anything in it.
Damn. Oh my God.
That is such a rip-off.
Give me a napkin, please.
Napkin? Name that video, guys. Where'd that come from?
Drinking the famous Michi.
My hands.
This Michi is delicious. If you want to know the recipe,
We're not gonna give it. Oh.
comment below. But
That
we ain't
sauce, babe.
Oh, look at the egg.
Is it just me or is that sauce like really good?
Look at the egg. No, our sauce is delicious. I need the scissors. Damn. Oh my God.
Bite for you? Or bite for me?
Sorry guys. I really feel bad for you.
I do too.
Because you're not sitting here eating this seafood with us.
This is a little intimidating, honestly.
I think you should leave that one for me.
I think not.
Oh, I want this one.
Aww.
Get your old stanky hands. Oh my God. Oh, look at that.
Is the sauce too spicy?
Sauce is amazing.
Look at what I got.
Oh God. That's okay. Go ahead.
Here, have it, please.
Baby, there's plenty.
Have it.
No, there's plenty.
But this is my gift to you for Valentine's. Come on, man.
Eat it, baby.
It's hanging here for you.
The hell is in there? Oh, this one does have some.
Eat me.
Go ahead, baby.
Fine. We're full already?
No. Rolo, sorry, son, you can't have this.
He's right there. He is.
Where's Bonnie?
I don't know. I'm surprised she's not right here.
Oh, she's over there on the bed.
Bonnie's in her room.
Oh my God.
I love these little things right here because they have meat in them. So you rip off the excess.
Look at the shrimps.
Oh, those shrimps are amazing. I wish they could try them.
Oh, God.
So you get you a nice little lollipop. You dip that in the sauce.
Lollipop.
Mm.
Oh my God.
Honestly, I think I would be happy. I would be happy with just shrimp. But this is really good.
Yeah, I definitely would be content
There you go.
with just the scrimpers.
Scrimps.
Scrimpies.
I saw a meme, guys, that said before you date somebody, listen to how they say shrimp and street. They say that because people like this guy will say
Down here in the South, we call it scrimps.
it was the screet.
And the screets. Because we sirs around here.
Mm-hmm. This boy.
And if you ain't heard, we from Texas.
I'm about to stop messing with these little legs and I'm about to go for that one.
Mmm. Jesus, baby, you outdid yourself with the sauce.
Mm. Oh,
Oh, the lemon.
you gotta add the lemon.
Oh my God.
Let's see what this tastes like. I already put lemon in the sauce, but. Oh, the lemon. Oh, man. You gotta dip and add the lemon.
What?
Dip and add the lemon.
You gotta dip and squirt.
Yeah, dip and squirt.
Dip and squirt.
Dip and squirt, guys. That's the key. I don't feel like I'm going in the way I should.
I'm going on these scrimps.
Hey, leave those alone, man. Oh, yes. So look, babe, you dip. You get that garlic on there. You put some of this bad boy.
Oh my God. Hold on. Let me dip and squirt. Give me a lemon.
Mmm.
Pass the limon. Careful.
I don't know, my chili bumped open. Mmm.
Mmm. Mmm, God.
Mmm.
Damn, we gonna be able to eat all this?
Mmm. Jesus, thank you so much.
Thank you. 6 pound, 7 ounce baby Jesus.
5 hours. Read the Bible. Just kidding. Okay guys, so if you remember correctly, in the how to do a crawfish boil video that we did around Super Bowl time, we had a giveaway in that video. So we were selecting 2 people to get a $50 Amazon gift card. We put all the names in a hat, selected randomly, completely random. So this is what we got.
First one, go baby.
Erica Trevino. Congratulations, Erica. So the last and second winner is Jenna Heaven 123. Congratulations, Jenna. Thank you so much to both of you for being loyal Man family members. Oh
Oh
man.
my God. This looks like a baby's leg.
It is.
Imagine seeing a crab, like the full-size crab. This thing's gotta be huge. Oh God.
Mmm.
Alright guys, so for those of you that have skipped the mukbang and going straight to the nursing topic, thank you for watching.
Yes, this is for you.
This is for you. So we're going to be talking about our experience during her nursing program. So
So a lot of the questions that I get from family, friends, pretty much anybody. Let me wipe my face off really quick.
look at this, babe.
Oh my God. Holy mother of Jesus.
That is a crab leg.
Oh, I really need to put my hair up. Where'd my shrimp go? Oh. Okay, so for those of you who asked me, how was it getting into nursing school? We'll start off with that because that's probably one of the hardest things to even do is to get into nursing schools. So when I was in high school, I decided I wanted to be a nurse. So what I did was whenever I graduated, with the help of my sister Samantha, shout out to you, girl, I love you so much, thank you. She got me into the pharmacy field. So I got a job as a pharmacy technician. I got certified, I got my license. I was able to work as a licensed pharmacy technician. So from there, I started taking my prerequisites, going to school, working full time, going to school. Of course, with the help of him, I wouldn't have been able to do any of it. So, working, going to school, I did have to pay for my prerequisites. I did not have any kind of financial assistance with that as far as government assistance or anything like that. I worked, I paid for school, and I got into the program. After you get into the program, it's a whole other deal. You have to get all this paperwork together, shot records, it's just a whole bunch of stuff. So from that, I applied for a grant. I went out on a whim and I applied for a grant that would pay for my entire nursing school. It would pay for my books. It would pay for everything regarding nursing school. So I told him, I said, babe, I'm gonna have to miss work on this day so I can go try to apply for this grant. Really, the grant, I didn't think I was gonna get it. I called him after I got out of there. I was like, babe, I got the grant. I was like, this is such a blessing. Like this, I really felt like that was God telling me, yes, you are on the right track. Yes, this is what you are meant to do. So that really made me feel good. So I got into nursing school, really blessed that it was paid for. I didn't have to worry about anything. I got uniforms, I got my books, I got my tuition, everything was paid for. The only thing I had really to come out of pocket for was my living expenses, which that's where he comes in. And it was really hard, you know, financially, because we go from having, I had to quit my job, by the way, so that's what makes it hard. Nursing school is a full-time thing, Monday through Friday. 12-hour days, long 12-hour days. The last thing you have time for is a job.
12-hour days, 12-hour nights.
Yeah, 12-hour, yeah, exactly what he said. You know, you come home and you think your day is done, but then you have to sit there and study what you learn. So shout out to everybody who is in nursing school, thinking about going to nursing school. It's hard, but it can be done. And I'm here to tell you,
do it.
You can do it. You may not sleep. You may not eat, you may not drink enough water, you may not have friends, you may miss out on family events, but what I like to say, it is a short-term sacrifice for a long-term goal. Now, I get to do what I want to do on my spare time. So I had to sacrifice for a little bit so that I could have the freedom I have now.
And she ain't kidding, guys. I mean, literally, there will be days where she would wake up earlier than me to study, and she's going to sleep later than me to study. And there were days that I would wake up in the middle of the night and she'd be like on the desk with her face in the book, asleep, drooling.
Yeah.
And I seen it plenty of times, and she had a lot of it takes a lot of dedication in order to finish the nursing program. So if you have completed the nursing program, all praise to you.
Yes, and on top of it, you know, I was blessed enough to finish with great grades. You know, I didn't make not one C in the entire program. So, you know, I was dedicated. I told myself, you know what, I want to get in there, I want to get the job done, and I want to get out. So that's exactly what I did. I feel like if you set your mind to do something, you can do it, and don't let anyone or anybody deter you from that. So I'll let him talk about a little bit of how it was from his perspective. This is my perspective. I woke up, studied, went to school, came home, I studied. At the time, he was working nights, so that worked out perfect. I didn't have to come home.
That's right.
I didn't have to come home and worry about, not to sound rude or anything, but I didn't have to worry about catering to
cooking for
him,
me.
cooking for him, you know, spending time with him. All of that was kind of out the window in that moment because he was working nights, which I couldn't have been more grateful for that.
Yeah.
Because
the working night job came in at a clutch time.
It did, and it's sad to say that, but you know, working nights is hard. I work nights now as a nurse, and it's still really hard, but working on that day job, girl. So anyway, like I said, I will let him talk. I'll let him take the lead from here. He's gonna say from his perspective how it was, you know, going once I got in the program, basically.
All right, so my perspective during the time that she was in a program.
Scissors, please.
It was pretty difficult because it was only part of the time, right? Part of the time that while you were nursing, I was working nights.
It was only the first like 2 months.
First 3 months,
2 or
like
3
that.
months, yeah. It wasn't.
So the first 2 or 3 months, as she was in a nursing program and I was working nights, it went pretty smoothly. Only because I worked nights, but the bad thing is we hardly ever seen each other because by the time I went to work, no, let me see.
By the time I got home, you already left.
Yeah, by the time she got home from school, I was already leaving to go to work. So there would be like days, we were both living in the same home, but we wouldn't see each other for 2 to 3 days at a time. Because she would literally stay at the school studying sometimes 10, 11 o'clock at night.
And that was not by choice. I'm a homebody. I love being at home, you know, but I had to do what I had to do, you guys. And that's what it's all about. It's all about sacrifice and like I said, you know, short-term sacrifice for a long-term goal. In the moment, it doesn't feel short-term, but I promise you it is. You will see the light at the end of the tunnel, you know, and
keep pushing.
Yeah, just keep going.
Studying.
Keep going. Keep
study
going.
hard.
Keep going. Like I said, one thing that my grandfather told me and still tells me to this day is in a year, you're going to be a year older anyway. You might as well be a year older and a year wiser instead of being a year older and in the same position that you were, wishing, hey, I wish I would have done this with my time, or I wish I would have done that with my time. I could be a nurse right now. I could be a doctor right now. I could be a lawyer right now. So, you know, I hold that advice very true and near to my heart because I think that is like the best advice that I've heard. One of the best advice that I have heard. And my dad always gives the best advice. He always tells me, you know, you work hard for your first 30 years of your life, that way you could relax for the other 30. So, you know, shout out to my grandpa, shout out to my dad, shout out to my whole family because they were definitely a huge part of this too. They were very understanding throughout the whole program.
We missed a lot of events.
We did. We did. Sometimes he went to my family gatherings without me even being there, which, you know, they love him. He loves them. That wasn't a big deal.
I think I went to maybe 2 or 3 events without her the whole year.
Yeah, so
we didn't do nothing.
It was
no partying, no going to concerts.
Yeah, that's a big thing for us, by the way.
Yeah, we love going to concerts. We didn't do jack squat. I fished a lot and I worked a lot. And I was very fortunate to have the jobs that I did at the time because they allowed us to get this beautiful home. Because during the program, during the time that she was in the program, we were buying this house.
That's another thing.
That was very hard too. Because there was a point in time where, I mean, this is our first time purchasing a home. And we didn't know nothing about it. I mean, you have to research everything by yourself, right? Because unless you have a family member who is a realtor and that you can trust, it's kind of hard to take somebody's word on this stuff. So.
Oh yeah. So there was a lot of the times.
And at that time, I was working 7/12s.
You were working a lot.
I was working a lot, and it was so hard for me because I was working and it was during the summer, and I was like. And for everybody who knows, I'm an electrician. We work outside majority of the time, and it was freaking hot. So coming home, working 12-hour days, I ain't doing no researching. I left it up to her, and I don't know how she managed to do it with all of her nursing related activities or nursing related duties.
Yeah.
She managed to research everything. I mean, and there was no time that she half-assed researched anything. No.
Another part that was really hard for me was you have a long day. You know, I'm trying not to like get emotional. I'm a very emotional person. You know, you have such a long or hard day, especially when I started clinicals. That's whenever it was it really got hard. Whenever you have a job or schooling or anything, you have a long day. The main thing you want to do is come home and vent, right? You want to come home and talk to the person that's there for you all the time and say, you know, I had a bad day, like this happened and that happened and that happened. So I think a lot of my emotions at that time, because he was working at, that's why I say it's like a good bad thing. It was good because I had the time I needed for myself and for school, but it was bad on another aspect because I didn't have him there to talk to, you know, like I would come home frustrated and I would call my mother, thank you mom, call my granny, thank you granny. I would call my other grandmother, thank you so much y'all. Y'all really were there for me throughout the program. But, you know, it's just really hard not having someone to come home to and talk to, I think, so.
That was another thing.
I had to bottle
at that time, she was, that was the first time we ever worked nights since we'd be together, huh? Mm-hmm. So she was used to sleeping with me, and she told me many times that she couldn't sleep at night because I wasn't there. So not only was I wasn't there during the night, it was very hard for her to sleep.
Yeah.
But it can be done, guys.
We managed. I say all that to say this. You know, if you have,
if you are in a relationship and one of y'all is currently going through the nursing program, it can be done, but it is very challenging.
Or any kind of schooling, you know, all schooling is difficult, and I think.
Yeah, not just nursing, any kind of schooling. Any kind of full-time program that requires a bunch of attention.
Especially if you have kids. I couldn't imagine what our life would have been like with a child.
Yeah.
You know.
I've been tough.
That's why I'm a big believer in God, and I always say, you know, God's timing is always perfect. He will never give you more than what you can handle. So, you know, take that, and if you want to do something, then just do it. You know, you want to become an engineer, do it. If you want to become a nurse, do it. If you want to become a doctor, hey, it's going to be a lot of work, but it's done all the time. Do it. You know, and I think that's the biggest thing to take away from this. This is not to complain. I love my job. I wouldn't trade my job for the world. I wouldn't trade what I do for the world. I love being a nurse. I feel, like I said, I was born to do what I do. So if I had to redo all of the suffering that I went through in school, all of everything, I would redo it just so that I could get to where I am today. Now we have a beautiful home, you know, and we have a beautiful life together, and I couldn't be more thankful. So I owe a lot of thanks to him, which I tell him all the time. So I told him whenever I graduated, my payment to him would be my first paycheck. He would get to keep it. So
I don't even know what I did with that.
That remains true. I don't think he's ever really spent an entire of my paycheck, but soon he will. And I don't know if I should tell you guys what he's gonna buy. But
I'm surprised.
Yeah, he's gonna be using one of my entire paychecks coming up soon, and he's going to buy something he's been wanting for a long time. Since before I started the program, he's wanted this, but he hasn't had the courage, shall I say, to spend the money on it. So
it's expensive.
Very expensive. Thousands of dollars. Thousands.
Yeah. And let me make this a point too. She gets paid bi-weekly. So it's not just a 1 week check.
Oh yeah, it's not.
This is a 2 week check item that I want.
It's a bad boy.
So I also will say that if you're in a relationship and one of y'all is going to work supporting and the other one is going to school full time, it is going to be a very tough testament to y'all's relationship. This is going to determine whether you make it or not. I'm so glad we made it.
I know. High five. Crab 5. But yeah, it really is a true test. Like I said,
It was tough. There was a lot of times where I was angry, frustrated at just the amount of time that the nursing program requires. I mean, you're literally there 10 hours a day in classroom, and then you have to study another 5 or 6 hours, and that's not enough. And for me coming home, this was during the daytime job. During the summer, me coming home tired, hungry, just exhausted, I'm just like, what do you expect from me? You want me to work 10 hours, 12 hours, and then come home and cook and clean, man? It was a lot of times that I just sucked it up, I shut up, I just did what I had to do, and
all of the time.
Yeah.
He never complained. Not one time. He says this, but this is the first time I've heard that. Never, ever, ever did he complain the entire time. So that shows a lot about how he is. He took on my role and his role whenever I started, because I had a huge role in our relationship. I would come home after work, I would cook, he would be tired, he works outside, he has a manual labor, hard job. So I understood that. So I would come home from work, I would cook, I would do what I had to do as the woman of the house and made sure that he always ate. So I know that me not being able to do that was really hard on him.
It was hard. And you try as hard as you can not to get frustrated with one another.
I'm full.
You're full?
Yeah.
You try as hard as you can, because like I said, this point in y'all's life and y'all's relationship is definitely a test. Man, that meat looks good.
It is delicious. He makes the best. We make the best. No, just kidding. It's delicious, y'all. I wish I could try this. But yeah, that is all not to say, we didn't argue. We never argued. Well, hell, we hardly ever seen each other.
Oh.
But
that was the first 3 months.
Yeah. So, but I don't think we argued the entire time I was in nursing school. Like I said, he did what he had to do. Maybe he felt that way, but he never complained. Never. He never said anything about his portion, his role.
It was hard. And like she said, that if we had a child at this time, I don't know what we would have done. We would have had to pay up the yin yang for a babysitter.
Money we didn't even have at the time. We probably had to have moved in with my mom or something.
Yeah, we would have probably, I don't know what we would have done.
Yeah, I don't know. So, like I say, guys, everything happens for a reason. The timing is always perfect. Don't ever question it, because I worked really hard to get into that nursing program. And like I said, children are a blessing, but if I had a child, then it just would have been that much harder. So shout out to all of you, because I know that there were several people that were in class with me and graduated with me who had children. So shout out to them. Julie, one of my good friends, she's a prime example. She had a child. Her child was just only 8 months, or I think 9 months when she first started. So I can only imagine how hard that was for her, but she graduated, so it can be done. Shout out to you, Julie. I'm giving so many shout outs to this video because that's just what it's about today. It's just, that nursing program wasn't only for me, it was for my entire family. Like, my entire family, didn't see me on holidays, didn't see me on Christmas because I was studying. But, like I said, I'm not complaining. I really do think that it has paid off.
Oh, definitely.
I see my family more than I ever have now. I'm able to take them out to eat, to treat them, and make sure they're good. you know, which is something that I would have never been able to do had I not gone through that torture. It was torture. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. It was torture. It was bloody murder, but I made it, and you can do it too. So that's all I have to say about that.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank you so much. Your support really means a lot to us. We want to continue to grow our channel. We want to continue to be able to do this for you guys. So this is the only way that we can do that. So thank you so much, and we will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
Peace.